So, you've decided to disregard the political instability and take a trip to Egypt. While you're there, you decide that the Nile River looks like a great place to go swimming. You hop in, swim for a bit, and get out, now able to claim that you've swum in what is arguably the longest river on Earth.
A little while later, you notice you've got the small red patches of a bit of swimmer's itch, just like when you've swum in the lake back home. You think little of it and fly home a week later. As it turns out, you're bringing some friends back with you. You see, swimmer's itch is caused by parasitic flatworms. Most of these parasites can only survive in waterfowl or reptiles, and don't cause problems in humans. This is why no one in temperate nations really worries about it all that much. However, in warmer countries, like those in Africa, there are several related species which often infect humans, and are a significant public health issue. They're known as schistosoma and cause a disease called schistosomiasis. Schistosoma have a bit of a strange life cycle. Initially, they start off as eggs. These eggs hatch once they reach fresh water and will infect aquatic snails. After infecting the snail, the parasite forms a sporocyst, which divides rapidly and releases a large number of cercaria into the water.
Each cercaria is capable of infecting a person by punching through their skin and traveling through their bloodstream. Punching a hole in the skin results in inflammation and itch, hence swimmer's itch. Once inside your body, they first go to the heart, then through the lungs, and then back through the heart again. Eventually, they make their way to the portal or bladder wall veins, which depends on the species. Here they set up shop, consuming red blood cells for nourishment. The smaller female will be surrounded by the larger male in a lengthwise canal. They remain together like this for the rest of their lives, producing a large number of eggs. The eggs, once released, will burrow through the walls of the veins into nearby cavities, such as the bladder or bowel, and make their escape. If an infected person releases them into open fresh water due to lack of sanitary systems, the cycle begins again. As you might imagine, having worms living in your veins isn't particularly good for you. Short term, they cause bleeding and fever. Long term, the irritation from the worms and eggs can lead to bladder or bowel cancer, while their residency and movement through the circulation lead to blockages, causing raised blood pressure in affected vessels. In the lungs, this causes pulmonary hypertension, which eventually leads to right heart failure. In the gut, it leads to portal hypertension, which eventually results in ascites and esophageal varices, which when ruptured, result in copious vomiting of blood and often death. Sometimes, the worms end up in the wrong part of the circulation and cause neurological problems. Fortunately, treatment is fairly simple. A dose or two of the drug praziquantel is sufficient to kill the worms. There's a vaccine in the works as well. Other control measures involve eliminating the snails in the waterways, though they usually repopulate quite quickly. Ultimately, good water sanitation is what prevents outbreaks in the long term. Good riddance.